Let's take a second to talk about ESPN's latest narrative, and you tell me what you make of this. According to them, the 2025 Ballon d'Or race came down to one simple equation. If LAMINE YAMAL led Spain to the Nations League title, the golden ball was his. But if OUSMANE Dembélé and France came out on top, then he should claim it instead. This narrative, pushed aggressively by major media outlets, seemed less about merit and more about reshaping the Ballon d'Or conversation around a 17-year-old prodigy, a calculated PR machine. Sure, Lamine Yamal was brilliant. His brace in the 5-4 semifinal thriller against France was nothing short of historic, but there was still one immovable obstacle left in his path. Heading into the final, much of the football media had written off Cristiano Ronaldo. He was 40. He was done. He shouldn't have even been in the Portugal squad. And then, he scored, against Germany, a country Portugal hadn't beaten in 25 years. Yet somehow, the narrative painted it as a fluke. The stage was set, a generational showdown, the old king versus the crown prince, and the world tuned in to watch. In the 21st minute, Zubimendi opened the scoring for Spain. 5 minutes later, Nuno Mendes brought Portugal level. Oyarzabal fired Spain ahead again, and for most of the match, they controlled the tempo. But then, in the 61st minute, the 40-year-old stepped up. With pure anticipation and a lifetime of experience, Cristiano Ronaldo equalized, leveling the game and rewriting the script. Portugal would go on to lift the trophy. He didn't just silence the rising star, he schooled him. And just like that, Ronaldo might have turned the Ballon d'Or race on its head. Yet, even after that performance, with fans all over the world applauding him, the media still chose negativity. And that's where it gets shameless. Trophies? Big moments? That's what he does. And today, we're going to remind you just how dominant Ronaldo was at his absolute peak. Let's rewind to one of his most underrated seasons, 2016-17. At first glance, the numbers don't scream historic. 42 goals for Real Madrid across all competitions. But dig deeper and you'll see why it was one of his most complete campaigns. He actually finished as the top scorer in the world that year when combining club and country, all while missing 16 competitive games. The season didn't start well. A ligament strain kept him out of the UEFA Super Cup and the first 2 La Liga fixtures. For Zidane, this was a huge blow. His mission was clear: win La Liga for the first time, defend the Champions League, and Ronaldo was the centerpiece of it all. So the moment he was fit, Zidane threw him straight back into the action, and what followed was pure destruction. In the Champions League, he scored a crucial 89th minute in a 2-2 draw with Dortmund. But here's where it gets even more interesting. For the next 4 group games, Ronaldo shifted into a creator role, racking up 4 assists. That's right, 4 assists. Disproving the tired, selfish narrative the media loves to attach to him. In the round of 16 against Napoli, he added 2 more assists, taking his tally to 6 in the competition. And here's a stat ESPN conveniently ignores. Even Lionel Messi never managed that many assists in a single Champions League campaign. For all the talk about him being selfish, Cristiano Ronaldo finished that Champions League campaign with 6 assists, placing him among the top 10 assist providers in a single UCL season, ever. But his critics didn't stop, so he silenced them the only way he knew how, with goals. Lots of them. In the quarterfinals, Ronaldo dropped a 5-goal bomb on one of the greatest Bayern Munich teams in recent history, across 2 legs. Only one other player in football history has ever scored 5 against Bayern in a single season. Ronaldo became the second. Then came the semifinal, Atletico Madrid. And what did Ronaldo do? He hit them with a hat trick in the first leg, effectively ending the tie before the second match had even kicked off. Just before the UCL final, on May 21st, 2017, Ronaldo led Real Madrid to their first La Liga title since 2012, finishing the season with 31 goal contributions in just 29 games, a level of consistency that can't be ignored. Then, under the lights in Cardiff, Ronaldo did what he always does on the biggest stage. He scored twice against Juventus to lift what may have been his most hard-fought Champions League trophy. He ended the tournament with 12 goals and 6 assists, totaling 18 goal contributions, the 5th highest ever in a single Champions League campaign. And here's the kicker. Two other entries in that all-time top 5 also belong to him. Oh, and before we move on, let's not forget, his 10 goals in the knockout stage alone remain the most ever scored by a player in UCL knockout history. Honestly, it was hard deciding whether this should be ranked 5th or 4th. Let's go back to 2011-12, a season after he broke the La Liga scoring record with 40 goals and claimed the European Golden Boot. And this was in the peak of Barcelona's dominance, prime Messi, prime tiki-taka, the best club side of that era. Madrid turned the tide. Los Blancos went 18 games unbeaten, right up to El Clasico on April 21st. He had already beaten Barca in the Copa del Rey final the year before, but this time, being 7 hat-tricks, 60 total goals, and his first Spanish league title. And while they didn't win the Champions League that season, falling short in the semis, the sheer might ruffle a few feathers. A lot of Ronaldo fans will argue that 2007-08 belongs in the top 2, and I get it, because this season wasn't just about stats, it was iconic. Picture this, Ronaldo in a Manchester United side with Rooney, Tevez, Scholes, Giggs, surrounded by all-time greats like Kaká, Ronaldinho, Henry, Messi, and more. And yet, he stood above them all, in what many consider the toughest defensive era in Premier League history, 2004 to 2010, Ronaldo still put up 31 goals, even though he didn't score until match week 8. He blanked in 17 league matches, meaning his 31 goals came in just 21 games. He had statement goals against Arsenal, Liverpool, and a hat-trick against Newcastle. But what elevated this season wasn't just the league, it was the Champions League. In the group stage, Ronaldo faced off with Sporting, Dynamo Kiev, and Roma, scoring 5 goals and 1 assist across 5 matches. In the round of 16, he decided the tie with the lone goal in the second leg against Lyon. In the quarterfinals, he struck again against Roma. In the semifinals, he met Messi for the first time, a goalless tie, with Scholes scoring the decisive goal. Then came the final, Chelsea versus Manchester United. Ronaldo struck first, a towering header. United would go on to win in a dramatic penalty shootout, and Ronaldo lifted his first Champions League. He finished with 50 goal contributions, 8 UCL goals plus 1 assist, top scorer, Premier League Golden Boot, European Golden Shoe, BALLON d'OR, FIFA World Player of the Year, UEFA Club Footballer of the Year, PFA and FWA Player of the Year. It was a legendary season, but when you stack it against the next 2, things get even crazier. What separates this season from all the others? It was the year Ronaldo delivered Portugal its first ever major international trophy. But here's what no one talks about. In 2016, Ronaldo also recorded the second highest goal tally ever in a Champions League campaign. Yes, he held both first and second place on the all-time UCL scoring charts for a single season. And the stat is so wild. Cristiano Ronaldo is the first and only player in football history to win the Champions League, win a major international title, win the Ballon d'Or, while also contributing over 60 goals in a single season. Let that sink in. No one before him has ever done it, and to this day, no one else has even come close. His Euro 2016 victory was a global shock. Portugal had scraped through the group stage as a third-place qualifier. They drew their first 2 matches, 1-1 and 0-0. In the third, they were seconds from elimination until Ronaldo saved them, scoring twice and adding an assist in a thrilling 3-3 draw. He was crucial in the quarters, helping Portugal advance past Poland via penalties. Then came Wales. Ronaldo delivered a goal and an assist to seal a 2-0 win. In the final, he was forced off through injury after just 25 minutes. Now back to club football. In La Liga, Ronaldo finished the season with 35 goals and 11 assists in 36 games, cutting a 7-point deficit to just 1 by the final matchday. But it was in the Champions League where he made history. 11 goals in the group stage, the most ever in UCL group play. In the quarters, 2 goals plus 1 assist versus Roma. In the semis, Madrid lost 2-0 to Wolfsburg in the first leg. It looked over. Then came the second leg at the Bernabeu. 17 minutes in, 2 goals. Later in the match, the hat-trick, tie 1. Ronaldo again. Oh, and by the way, he holds the record for the most hat-tricks in UCL knockout stages, ever. Madrid would go on to win the Champions League, and Ronaldo would claim his 4th Ballon d'Or, wrapping up what many consider the most complete season in football history. But my pick for Ronaldo's greatest season, 2013-14. Not just for the stats, but for the ice-cold arrogance and unshakable belief that defined him. This was the season Ronaldo single-handedly eliminated Zlatan Ibrahimovic from World Cup contention. You remember Zlatan, right? The guy who said he was just as good as Ronaldo? Well, Ronaldo scored 4 goals over 2 legs in the World Cup playoffs. Zlatan scored 2. Ronaldo sent Sweden home. End of debate. But what truly made 2013-14 iconic was what Ronaldo said before the season began. He promised Real Madrid fans he'd deliver La Decima, the club's long-awaited 10th European title. And he didn't just back it up, he smashed records doing it. 17 goals in the Champions League, still the most ever in a single campaign. Add 5 assists and you get a jaw-dropping 22 goal contributions in 11 games. 9 goals in the group phase, 8 in the knockouts. Even now, with the tournament expanded and more matches being played, no one has matched that talent. And overall, Ronaldo finished the season with 51 goals and 17 assists. Oh, and before we wrap, let's not forget 2014-15. He scored 61 goals and added 23 assists, 84 goal contributions in total. Let that number sink in. That season could easily crack the top 5 on its own. So that's my ranking of Ronaldo's 5 most prolific seasons. You might agree, you might not. So go ahead, drop your list in the comments. But one thing is undeniable. The disrespect Cristiano Ronaldo receives in the media today is honestly laughable. Because when you really dig into the numbers, the records, the performances, he's not just one of the greatest. He's arguably the most complete footballer ever. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and let me know what video you want next. This is The Athletic Journal, and we're here to remind the world what greatness looks like.